So, hello everyone, and welcome to a very different type of video than we usually produce. This is more going to be streamlined for like a podcast sort of thing, where we just basically spend about half hour, 45 minutes talking about a specific topic. And the topic that we want to cover this time has to do with the upcoming E3 presentation taking place between the dates of June 13th and June 15th.
All right, we're going to get real with you. We are prophets.
We are prophets.
Everything we say will come true. And if we are ever wrong...
May God smite us down.
Most definitely.
So we have come up with a bunch of points to be made.
Nice.
Brian is our resident Nintendo expert. I would say I've done some fair amount of research on other presentations that are coming.
This guy's got index cards.
I got index cards, man. We're all prepared. So I've noticed this E3, there are a lot of people that are not actually presenting at E3 and are presenting very early.
Yeah.
Like Nintendo, ever since 2012, hasn't done an actual E3 presentation.
They don't even join them. They just do their own little.
Okay. So you know what? Since we're already talking about Nintendo, let's make Nintendo our first aspect of E3 to talk about. So their presentation begins on June 13th at 9 a.m.
Yes.
I believe that's Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah, it's noon here.
Yeah, it should be noon around here.
Noon Eastern Time.
So
now, the only thing we know is that Nintendo said this E3 is going to be quote-unquote big.
Reggie, my boy, I got it written down.
My boy Reggie, right?
Reggie said he's planning a big E3.
There's a lot of things that could mean.
Yes.
But the only thing that they've said for sure is that they're going to show the new Mario game off. Mario Odyssey, which looks fantastic. Yes. I am so excited for it. Mm-hmm. But I think a lot of us are more interested in what they haven't announced.
Yes. So there's going to be a huge focus on Super Mario Odyssey. Clearly what they've shown off in their Nintendo Treehouses and Nintendo Direct live streams all the time, where they did show off, and it seems like specifically if we're talking about Super Mario Odyssey, there's a lot of comparisons that you can make to Super Mario Sunshine with the whole hat coming to life and,
that's basically
open world sort of thing.
It is definitely an indirect sequel to it.
An indirect sequel to Super Mario Sunshine.
I'm super happy about.
Okay.
I love
how do you feel about the trailer that we were shown?
You talking about the fact that there's real people in there?
There's that. There's also real people. What do you think about them taking Mario into a modernized real world setting with buildings, skyscrapers, everything?
I mean, from what we've seen, that's only one level of the game. The game itself is built on the concept of contradictions.
Yes.
So there's an ice desert.
There's an ice desert. Isn't there also a rainforest level?
There's a mechanical rainforest.
Yeah.
And then they have just a little cartoon short Italian man running through New York City.
Also the cartoon colorful Old West type of world. That one was really cool. It was in a desert.
If the entire game looked super modernized, I would not be a fan of that. But for one level being weird, I fully support that.
I'd be down with it.
This seems just like a really off-the-wall game, and I'm excited, because usually their Mario E3 trailers are fantastic, so I'm hoping they show off something incredible.
I would say that the biggest wild card in the entire game is what's up with Mario's hat. It has eyes.
Do you think it'll talk? Like Flood. It doesn't have a mouth. Do you think it'll go that far?
I don't believe it will talk.
It has a personality, it has a name.
I don't think it will talk.
I hope it doesn't.
It will have a name. I know that for sure.
All right.
I'm already calling it. It will have a name.
Will its name be a hat pun?
It might be a hat pun. It might also be an acronym that's HAT. Or CAP. Or CAP.
CAP. All right.
So because Flood was obviously an acronym, but it's also a name. And it's also a play on water.
That is true. Is Flood a name? Do you think a person would name their child?
But I mean, it's like a
Flood?
mechanical name acronym.
That's true.
So they might go the same route where they use an acronym, have it play into what it actually does, plus make it have an actual
What do you
name.
think it could do? If that's a core gameplay mechanic. We've seen him throw it.
We've seen it throw it.
And then use it like a little jumpy pad.
I would say it would actually add work as both a platforming tool and a weapon. I don't think you'll be able to upgrade it or do anything crazy.
I think there has to be multiple hats. It can't just be a red hat that gets thrown. I think you could change them out, and each hat has a different ability.
There will also probably be some form of puzzle aspect to it, where the hat, you have to use it to sort of complete a certain level. Okay, so that's a lot of time on Super Mario Odyssey.
Hell yeah.
Also, they said that following E3, most of E3 will be based on Super Mario Odyssey.
Yes.
But there will also be a Nintendo Treehouse after E3.
Yeah.
That they said that will most likely feature more stuff about ARMS.
Yeah.
Splatoon 2.
I think ARMS and Splatoon are going to be very, very minor, because those games come out... ARMS comes out the day after E3.
Yes.
Splatoon comes out less than a month after. I think they'll just say, hey, these games exist.
They said, I basically doing the research, I figured out that they're going to focus a lot about ARMS, Splatoon, maybe a little bit more about Odyssey, but there were a lot of people saying that they might introduce the Pokemon Stars thing.
I do not think that's going to happen.
You don't think there's going to be a 3DS
I'm certain there will be, but it's not going to be at E3.
Okay.
The last time Nintendo announced a Pokemon game at E3 was like 12 years ago. They've always done them in their own separate directs, usually just before or just after.
Yeah, this is going to happen in the Nintendo Treehouse, they said.
Yeah, but it's not like part of the E3. Like, Nintendo never shows off Pokemon. Game Freak makes their own trailers, right? So, I'm almost certain that there's a Pokemon game coming. Probably Stars, let's call it that, is going to be on the 3DS and the Switch.
Yes.
Switch version will be better.
The Switch version will obviously...
I was actually like... I didn't really buy that. Like, they would port a 3DS engine into the Switch, but recently, like 2 days ago, they announced that they're going to bring the 3DS version of Monster Hunter up-resed to the Switch. Okay. Which, that sets a whole new precedent.
So it's essentially just a remastering. It's not like a
that's essentially
re-implementation of the gaming mechanics.
But that's essentially what they need to do for Pokemon Stars. They take the Gen 7 engine and upgrade it HD for Switch. So I think that's more likely than ever.
I would personally prefer a new Pokemon game.
That'll definitely come, but not for 3 years.
It's not going to happen immediately. And if they do Pokemon Stars, which is the most logical thing for them to do right now, to release another game in the same region, but I don't know how they're going to make it different because like Ruby Sapphire,
I don't think they need. I don't think they need to.
And then
they just say, "Hey, this is the same thing. Some new Pokemon. It's HD. People will buy it."
They would if they do Stars, they would have to introduce a new legendary. Which has been the tradition for the I'm sure
they'll introduce a new legendary and some new Pokemon, but I don't expect the game to change that much. Okay. The same game on a big giant screen in high definition, it's never happened. People will buy it anyway.
Okay. Fair enough. Let's see.
All right.
I wrote a little note here. Do you think that the E3 spotlight will focus primarily on the Switch and not bring up anything about the 3DS?
Here's the deal. The 3DS, they're trying to release more games for it, but it's pretty clear that it's in its last days. Maybe they'll announce one what's something that's minor, like a new Kirby game or something. There's always new Kirby games, but like other than that, I don't think there's anything new major that they'll do for it.
That they can do for
all their development will be on Switch. All right, wait. Speaking of Switch, yes. All right, Mario and Rabbids. That's a thing. What are your thoughts, good sir?
I've seen the screenshots. I've seen the pictures. I don't understand why such a thing exists.
The general consensus is that people are pleasantly surprised that it could be half decent, even though the premise itself is the dumbest thing I've seen in my entire life.
What is it?
There's the premise of Mario and Rabbids together.
Okay.
Somebody gave me that on paper. I would say, yeah, that's stupid. That's not a real thing.
Yeah.
This needs to have something and actually like an ingenious.
The story might as well be like fantastic. Hopefully,
dude, I hope so. Imagine this gets like the best story out of the entire Mario series.
Everybody just goes, "Damn, this is deep." You see Peach taking a selfie, like, man, that's
the friggin' Peach emotional. Rabbit. Oh no, I can't deal with it.
It's disgusting.
It's like having Mario and Minions.
So I got 3 things left to talk about. There is a bunch of live tournaments that are going on at E3 because typically they do allow games to be played at E3. There's going to be a lot of live tournaments for Splatoon 2 and ARMS at E3. So
that'll be fun.
That'll be incredibly fun. But there's also another thing. I don't know if it happened recently. If it happened recently, but I'm not sure how far away. The Street Fighter 2 tournament that happened for that.
The Switch has a deluxe version of Street Fighter 2.
Do you think that the Street Fighter 2 tournament is kind of like their version of kind of saying like, here's some retro games like maybe Virtual Console?
Here's the deal. Virtual Console has to come out.
Okay.
They have to at least say that it's happening. Actually, for the most part, let's focus on this. Nintendo hasn't announced their online services.
Yeah.
They have
it comes out fall 2017,
they're going to release a full... They don't know the price. You don't know how you're able to communicate with people while you're playing. Yeah. Because the Switch has no way of actually talking to people like the PS4 or Xbox.
Yeah.
Nintendo said they're going to do that.
It has a 3.5 millimeter jack, though.
It does.
Yeah.
But, like, there's no way to communicate with people. Like, there's no voice chat on the Switch.
What do you mean? Well, if you plug in a headset.
You can't chat with people while playing any games.
Why?
Online. That's just a feature that Nintendo's never done before.
Well, I mean, have they said that it's not been implemented in the Switch?
It's not on the Switch. They said that they're going to announce that when they announce the actual full online thing. But it's not going to... Here's the weird thing. It's going to be done via a phone app.
Oh, yes.
The Nintendo phone app. Right. That's how you actually communicate, and you can invite people to games from your phone. There's no actually service like in-game like that. And with like major online games, Mario Kart just came out, ARMS and Splatoon are on the way. they need to announce how you can actually talk to people while you're playing the game.
Okay.
It's necessary.
That's fair enough. So the virtual console is going to happen.
It's going to happen.
But you just have to figure out how it's going to be.
The online is most definitely going to happen. I don't know if virtual console will be a focus. I hope. I know a lot of people want like freaking Mother 3.
Oh, Lord. That's not going to happen.
It's Mother 3 is essentially like the Half-Life 3 of Nintendo.
Yeah, everybody wants it.
If they announce virtual console and say, hey, yeah, this game's going to be on it, people will die.
People freak
I really want to
out.
play the game.
People will freak out.
That would be amazing.
Now,
and that'll be the headline.
My final two things. Do you think that they're ever going to consider... Do you know how many... The fan freak out that would happen if they announce a new F-Zero game or a new Metroid game?
F-Zero is dead.
F-Zero is dead.
Permanently.
Captain Falcon.
No. Mario Kart surpasses it. In terms of sales.
Fair.
100%. And like the creator of F-Zero said, we're not going to make one because there's no reason to. We'll just do the same thing again in high definition. There's nothing new we can do.
You just remaster it. You don't have to make a new game.
Yeah, definitely. I'm if they do like GameCube Virtual Console, they can have the F-Zero game from there. That I would love though. GameCube Virtual Console. Holy shit,
dude!
Mario Sunshine, Wind Waker, Thousand Year Door, on the go. Yeah, if they show off Virtual Console and they want it to
they
be
win.
Big, they have to either show off Mother 3 or GameCube.
Yeah,
and that'll be fine.
Could you imagine if they just have like a side by side comparison of like just in the middle of the Odyssey gameplay, they just show you Sunshine and they just cut it off at that moment, and you're like, no,
and it's high.
No,
I love that.
It's possible.
That would be amazing.
What are your thoughts about having the possibility of a new Metroid game?
New Metroid game. All right.
Are we going to see Samus in action?
The studio that makes Metroid game, Retro Studio, says that they're working on a new game.
Yeah.
There hasn't been an actual Metroid game in 8 years. Yeah. So it's like... And F-Zero hasn't had a game in, I believe, 10 or 11. So Metroid is nearing that state that...
Where it's like, the hype is ready.
No, not that the hype is ready. It's nearing that state. Like, if they don't make a game, it'll be basically a dead franchise.
Well, I mean, hasn't there been more, like, typical franchises that have been sort of brought back, even though they've been on a hiatus for a very long time and haven't created. It's
possible, but Nintendo doesn't really do that.
Nintendo, you gotta change.
If they want Metroid to live, they need to release it. And having a new Metroid, like Metroid Prime 4, for example, as the final announcement of E3, that would bring the hype.
That would
classify as big, as Reggie said.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be probably the biggest unannounced title they could do.
Okay, so would you say that it would be more worth it to watch the E3 presentation or to watch the Nintendo Direct presentation or the Treehouse afterward?
The Treehouse never really shows anything new off. It's just gameplay of the games that they announced. The Nintendo Direct, the hour-long Nintendo Direct, is where they're going to drop all the crazy stuff.
So yeah,
all the big things will be in that 1 hour Direct.
So it's like
amazing. That's the main presentation.
So like you're supposed to watch the E3 to make sure what's going to happen with the future of the Switch. But if you want new content or like updates and everything, you should watch the 1 hour. Okay.
The Direct will have everything new.
And what do you think? This is going to be a very long one. But what do you think about the possibility? I'm sure you've seen the Game Theory video.
Yes.
Where they're stating that the Switch is actually the first take that Nintendo has ever done on virtual reality, where it might function as kind of like the Samsung VR, where you take it out of the dock, you put it into a thing, you put it around your head, and you disconnect the Joy-Cons.
It's possible. It's very. Possible. I don't know if it's not coming this.
It's not going to come
this early.
Yeah.
But if the Switch is like it's selling incredibly fast. It's outpacing the Wii in terms of sales, which is insane.
Which is insane.
If it keeps going, I could see it happening.
The virtual reality.
That will be amazing.
It would be fantastic.
I'm very into that.
So, I think we spent enough time on Nintendo.
Smash Brothers.
Smash Bros. You are completely right.
Straight up.
New character.
My announcement. My prediction. Smash Bros. Will be...
Direct or at E3?
Direct. All the games will be announced in the Direct.
Okay.
I think that they will say that they're working on a Smash Brothers, say the relative release date, and not give us anything else. I think it's way too early for them to do it.
To give a character.
Maybe one character trailer, right?
Yeah.
But like, I don't think it's coming out this year.
Would you say that they're above adding multiple characters, or it's just going to be one more?
Well, here's the deal. I'm expecting Mario Kart 8 Deluxe style for Smash. Like a Smash Bros. For Wii U Deluxe. HD with new characters and stuff.
Yeah.
Now, what Mario Kart 8 Deluxe basically is, it's all the DLC for Mario Kart. Plus basically an extra DLC pack.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming they'll do the same thing with Smash. Each DLC pack in Smash had like 3 characters. So I'm assuming that they'll add at least 3, if not more, new characters.
Okay.
To the Smash
version.
That's including all the DLC.
That's a completely fair assumption, yeah.
And I'm expecting maybe like 2 Nintendo characters and then one third-party character.
You know who.
So, for the Nintendo characters, I think... we'll talk about who the third party is in a minute.
All
right. For the Nintendo characters, I think Inklings from Splatoon are 100% in, and they'll bring in a retro character that's most likely Ice Climbers because people love them.
I fucking hate Ice Climbers.
Yeah.
I never played them in Brawl, had no interest in them.
They have a lot of fans, though.
They have a lot of fans.
So I think they should be back in. But I think Inkling and Ice Climber are...
Do you think that the need or the want for Wolf as compared to Ice Climbers is greater and or less, or...
Wolf is a clone, right? Ice Climber is...
No, Wolf was not a clone.
Until Wolf's a semi-clone.
No. His moveset from Brawl was very different to Fox's.
It's still basic. It's still like... It's like as different to Fox's as Ganon is to Falcon. It's still a semi-clone.
It's definitely the same franchise. So,
yeah.
I mean, you can't really say it's a clone because it's from the same franchise. Like Ganon and Falcon were completely different franchises. They're obvious clones of each other.
Yeah,
but
I mean the movesets are more or less similar in style. They're not identical. They're different enough
because like the way the Wolf's moveset in Brawl was all about power. Like it wasn't about speed or anything. It was you could hit them really hard. Like I would always just do down smash.
But like the standard B was the gun.
The standard B was a gun that stunned you.
Yeah.
It wasn't. No, it didn't stun you. Actually,
it was. His moves were basically Fox's. Just the effects of every move was
just stronger, and his up B was garbage. His up B was trash.
Ice Climber is the only character from Brawl, the only completely unique character that got cut. That's why people want him back.
Snake's
like because. I don't know what Konami is doing.
Metal Gear Solid is very weird right now. I don't know what's going on.
Nobody knows who owns the rights to it, so that's why he's not in.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, this third party character. Why don't you tell everybody who you want to be in Smash?
The third party character that I want for Smash is somebody that you will have seen on this channel. Has become basically our unofficial mascot. I want Rayman to be the third party character that will appear as the final and definitive Smash Bros. Character.
All right. How likely do you think Rayman is? Honestly,
40%.
40%.
I'm optimistic about this.
Really?
Because with I don't know if I brought this up in the Microsoft or the Sony ones, but Rayman is one of like those franchises that it's fun. Like everybody loves Rayman.
All right.
Like just like everybody loves Rayman.
People love Rayman. The only thing that I think is keeping Rayman behind is because Nintendo's only done one non-Japanese character in Smash. That's Diddy Kong because he was made. So like, I'm not before a week ago I would have said impossible, but since this Mario and Rabbids thing is going down, Nintendo and Ubisoft are working together to make a project.
Yes.
Now the last time Nintendo's worked this closely with the developer was Sega for the Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. And like a year after that, Sonic was announced for Smash Brothers. So I think this is if Rayman's ever going to be in Smash, it'll be now. I don't know if it's likely, but I would support it.
I would still go all out on Rayman because like Rayman has such a possibility for such unique. He has no limbs. He has
no limbs.
Arms. He could his smash attack is just theoretic. His moveset in his own standalone games are basically already Smash movesets.
Basically,
they're already
they can just copy paste his moveset.
Yeah, it's
and
already.
You heard that the people at Ubisoft made a Smash 4 model for Rayman, and they put it as a trophy. Only because Nintendo said, nah, they're not going to put him in. They're like, hey, thanks for this model. We're just going to use it as a trophy, okay?
Because like, I'm just thinking of, like, how they can translate his moveset. His forward smash and side smash would just be the part in the game where, like, he winds up his fists and just...
I thought that would be a standard B. Or no, like the fist charge, kind of like Donkey Kong's.
No, I would say it's a smash attack. It would make sense, because in the game, that's like a powerful one, too. His regular B would be the little orbs that he shot out in Rayman 2.
Definitely.
That's the pirate one, I believe.
Yeah.
Rayman 2, that was the one where he shot out the little orbs. That would be
sense. That makes sense.
His up B would be the propeller on his head for his
ear
that just
obvious.
lifts it up, kind of like
Villager.
Like Villager, essentially.
Which is
his down smash would probably him be kind of like a sliding, kind of like Cloud's thing, where like you slide.
That'd be fun. He'll be OP as hell.
It would be OP as hell.
What do you think his final smash would be?
His final smash would probably be bringing in Glowbox and like
maybe
and everybody else.
Have you played Rayman Origins? The one?
Yes, I've played it.
You know the mosquito?
Yeah.
I think that would be his final smash. Laser gun mosquito, and then Glowbox could be like an assist trophy or something.
Yeah.
I think that would be, but that would be just like a kind of like a faster, more accurate version of Yoshi's.
Yeah.
Except with machine gun laser. That'd be fun. I mean,
I'm just saying.
I support Rayman.
Rayman is such a very creative character that like has.
But
yeah,
like there are other characters that are like very popular in Japan that
Yes.
may get in over him.
Over just for the sheer fact that like people really don't know Rayman and Europe.
Yeah, I mean all the developers are Japanese, right?
Yeah.
And they don't know who Rayman is.
Yeah.
So like,
and then like the whole Ubisoft is a French company, and it's kind of like everything's just kind of hinging on that. And
even something like Sora or like Simon from Castlevania or something is more likely.
I feel like Sora, everybody kind of agrees that Sora would fit into Smash Brothers.
Yes,
but
definitely.
The problem is, I feel like with Cloud, they've kind of covered that sort of swordsman from another franchise
that is true
style.
But then again, they have 6 Fire Emblem characters.
I mean, yeah,
some of them,
like Fire Emblem is one of their flagship franchises.
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
I could see them doing it though.
I'm just saying, Rayman can definitely be done.
All right, so that's our Nintendo discussion.
That's our Nintendo. That's 20 minutes long.
That sounds about right.
That's amazing.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's coming, possibly. Mm-hmm. Let's just be disappointed entirely.
It's just everything that we're saying. Okay. So final predictions. What do you think they will show at E3 compared to what they will show in Nintendo Direct or Treehouse?
I don't like at E3 itself. I don't even know if Nintendo's going to E3.
Yeah, they are. Their thing is June 13th.
I think at E3 all they'll do is show off like the Switch, maybe show off new models. They'll show off how the online works, stuff like that.
Do you think the
games will be in the Treehouse?
We're gonna expect any Breath of the Wild content? DLC
Breath of the Wild DLC.
Yeah.
What the hell's it gonna be? They say that DLC pack 2. They said it's a new story mode and a new dungeon.
I would say they're definitely showing that off at E3.
What do you think it is?
Well, I mean, they introduced a bunch of masks and stuff and a bunch of costumes that they're gonna.
Yeah, but like this new story.
Some
Some people are saying
a new story
mode. They're adding a brand new side story,
isn't it?
No, they're adding a brand new side story with the new levels and stuff, new dungeons.
Just a side quest.
People are saying that it's going to be like you're going to play Zelda in it. But
Yeah, I was about to say, wouldn't it be really cool if you played as Zelda?
Yeah. The only thing I want an actual dungeon, not like a Divine Beast. I want like a 2-hour long friggin' death maze with like skeletons and lasers and stuff. I want to get lost in that dungeon because these dungeons are pretty small. They're like
they're
long.
really, really generally small.
I'd like an actual classic.
Some people are saying that it might be a Divine Beast.
It better be a big one.
Yeah. Maybe after defeating Ganon, like a Divine Beast that was hidden underneath Hyrule Castle sort of emerges.
Alright, 5th Divine Beast predictions. What is it? And where would it go? The map's already pretty full.
I would say it would just hover over Hyrule Castle.
Or do you think they'll add another chunk of land to it, or do you think not? Because some people are saying that there's an area of the map that's like cut off that they'll add more, like under Gerudo Desert.
Yeah.
I mean, it's way too early to say, but I definitely think that they'll show off what the
what's like a definitive thing about the Highlands like? Is there some sort of animal that they really cherish compared to everybody else?
They like eagles, but we already have a bird.
We already have a bird.
I don't know. Maybe it won't be.
This might be far fetched, but what about a dragon? A dragon Divine Beast.
I like that.
It's kind of like
giant and long, and
it's coiled around Hyrule Castle. So like the Divine Beast starts at the bottom, and you have to work your way up around the coil.
I'm a fan of that, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah,
but yeah,
we're just saying, putting out ideas. It's
I'm
really
expecting
fun.
more like a dungeon like this in the style of Hyrule Castle. You haven't been inside Hyrule Castle.
I've been at Hyrule Castle. I haven't gone inside it yet.
Well, yeah, it's pretty nice.
Okay,
all right.
So I think we're good with Nintendo. Next one we can try, because Ubisoft, I couldn't really find out much about Ubisoft. Ubisoft is huge.
Assassin's Creed
Origins, South Park, and Far Cry 5.
Nice.
So, Ubisoft, their presentation is currently on June 12th, which is before E3, which is the day before E3. So, that's generally gonna, because a bunch of stuff are competing to try to get in first.
Yeah.
Because like people's first impressions of E3 will always be about like, okay, I want new games.
Definitely.
And Ubisoft is all about new games.
Hell yeah.
They don't really have this console war going on. They're just the people who make the games. Assassin's Creed Origins. Holy shit.
I don't really care about Assassin's Creed, but I'll let you talk about it a little more.
Oh boy.
Is this meant to be like a series reboot, like going back to the
They've
origins of the franchise, or
they've
what?
said that they wanted this game to act as sort of a reimagining of the series.
Nice.
But I don't think it's a full-on reboot. I don't think that they're going to ignore the previous games at all.
I mean, do you think it's like a soft reboot? Like they're going to change the series?
I think they're going to redefine the origins of the series, because we don't really know that many things about Assassin's Creed. Is weird.
Redefine as in like
Assassin's Creed.
Under the history.
Assassin's Creed is not realistic in any way.
It's confusing.
Assassin's Creed has gods in it.
Yeah, I know.
Assassin's Creed has full-on gods. Before humankind was there were people known as the precursor race.
Yeah.
Precursor race: Juno, Minerva, and somebody else. But Those are the three main gods that we've seen in the Assassin's Creed series.
Doesn't this game take place before everything? It's like ancient Egypt?
I've
heard it was that. I heard it was like a rumor.
It takes place after the precursor, after the sun killed everybody on Earth. And this is afterwards.
Okay.
So essentially, they said that this game is going to reveal a bunch of stuff from the precursor race, because we haven't gone to that. We've only seen one cutscene made in Assassin's Creed 3 where we've seen the city and the lifestyle of people. So in terms of redefining the series, all I'm thinking that they're gonna do is expand upon what we know about the precursor people.
How do you think they'll change it, like gameplay wise? Or do you think it'll be mostly the same?
I think that they're gonna, because with Syndicate, the parkour system was phenomenal. The parkour system was so fun. They had hooks, they had fantasy hooks, they had grappling hooks.
I'm a fan of grappling hooks.
They had a bunch of stuff. The parkour system has gone way better in the Assassin's Creed games. It's the story that's been the problem. It's the story that people just aren't interested that much anymore. Everybody thought that Ezio was the shit. Ezio was 2 Brotherhood and Revelations. He had 3 games just for himself. No other character has had 3 games for himself. So I would say they said that they wanted this game to be the first of a trilogy.
Okay.
So they're going the trilogy route.
So they're gonna make it like a single character that's focused on for these 3 games.
That's the thing. They haven't said if it's going to be the same character. It might just be taking place in the same time period instead of following one specific character.
Cool.
This character, we have no idea what the character is. All we know is...
Have there been an official trailer, or did they just say, hey, we're working on this?
Apparently there was one leaked picture that I don't know is legit or anything. It's a picture of a guy in the Ancient League Ascendant flying, rowing or fucking parasailing along the Nile River.
Nice.
And he's on a boat, he's covered from head to toe with like shrouds and a hood. Traditional Assassin's Creed final. It looks like he has a sword, a throwing knife, very basic, and a tomahawk sort of blade.
Cool.
The thing is, at the top left of the screen, you see the objective list. And one of the first one was, and I shit you not, find and kill an alligator. That was one of your things. And 2, you have to go talk to this lady.
Alligators don't live in the Nile. Those are crocodiles.
Crocodile.
I'm calling you out, Ubisoft.
Shame on you. It might have said crocodile.
Sure it was.
I'm so stupid.
Well, then shame on you then.
Shame on me. I'm sorry. I don't understand the biological things of the Nile River. So... And then the second one was you have to talk to this lady who I'm assuming is one of the higher ups of Egypt, like a pharaoh or something. So I have no idea what the story is going to be. All I know is that they've said that this is going to be a reimagining of the origins of the franchise. So I'm fucking excited for that.
Nice. Because you feel like this is going to be like their main.
I feel like this is going to be the game where they kind of reinvent and kind of earn people's respect back, because the Assassin's Creed games used to come out every 3 years. Yeah. And then with the recent 3 installments, they've come out every year.
Yeah, that's good.
And that's why people... Don't get me wrong. The games have expanded upon the mechanics greatly, vastly. Yeah. The games are immensely better. It's the story and the gameplay that's sort of been lacking. Like, a lot of people have had a lot of issues with glitches and problems in the beginning when the game comes out. It's patched later on. But as soon as that happened, people are going to get turned off from the game and they're not going to want to play it. Mm-hmm. So... They took a year off to make this game, and that's why people are like, okay, they might redeem themselves.
Maybe they're learning.
Maybe they're learning, and if they're saying it's a reimagining the franchise rather than just introducing another character we might not care about, that's cool. Nice. I want to see that. So moving on from Assassin's Creed, that's mainly what I'm worried about. Yes, Ubisoft.
I can see.
Fucking South Park, fractured butthole.
I want to say, fantastic name. I'm a fan of it. I'm already more excited for it than Assassin's Creed because of the name.
Simply because of the name. Because you obviously don't know the franchise, but the name.
Oh, do you think Assassin's Creed will be on Switch now that Ubisoft and Nintendo are buddy? What are the chances of it?
I don't want to say anything definitive, but
they released Assassin's Creed 3, I believe, on the Wii, on the Wii U.
Yes,
so
they did.
Maybe they can. I don't know.
Maybe Assassin's Creed 3 was on the Wii. Assassin's Creed 4 was on the Wii U.
Yes.
Black Flag was on the Wii U. I would say it's very possible. I would say it's very possible that they might bring Assassin's Creed Origins, or what was the name of Assassin's Creed? Something. Assassin's Creed Origins, Assassin's Creed something, or Kingdoms, or Empire, as they were saying, on the Switch. I would say it's most certainly a possibility. Nice. It can definitely happen. South Park, I don't
And I don't watch South Park,
don't
so
care.
Like, yeah, that's the thing. If you're into that,
Yeah,
that's coming.
And then there's Far Cry, the new Far Cry game. Far Cry 4 released back in 2014?
That sounds about right.
2014, 2015. So this game is going to be the next installment in the franchise. And I've never played much of the Far Cry franchise. But from what I've seen, huge open world. Yeah. And you play from the first person perspective.
Now, this game's setting is amazing. You're fighting like Christian cultists.
Yeah,
that are and you're all hillbillies.
Like, usually
living in the woods. I'm like,
usually for Far Cry, it's like you're just dropped into a nature. You
yeah.
don't know what's going on. Like Far Cry 4, you were dropped into an island.
Yeah, they've been like tropical areas, like far away.
So if they do it in a forest, that'd be pretty cool.
I mean, it's the American Midwest basically. I think it takes place in Montana or something.
That's awesome.
So that's pretty cool.
That's really cool.
It's a very interesting setting.
I have very, very high hopes for Ubisoft.
I am much more excited for it than it would be otherwise, just because of the setting.
Just because of Ubisoft. I'm very excited. Now,
all right, I want to talk about this first.
This was supposed to be the end, but okay,
fine.
We'll do it.
I mean, all right. I just look at this card and I see a giant Half-Life 3.
Before we get into Microsoft and Sony, the biggest rivalry of E3, let's get into the other honorable mentions.
All right.
So the main three is EA, Activision, and Bethesda.
All right.
So, every E3. It's tradition for people to have a massive outcry for Half-Life 3.
Yes.
Never gonna happen.
I do not think it's gonna happen.
Half-Life 3 is never going to happen. That's one thing.
You just write that just to like...
Yeah, I just
tell
put it
people,
there just
tell
to
people
ensure.
no, it's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. And then EA is doing something weird. EA is not doing a performance at E3.
Good.
EA is doing an EA Play that's going on at the same time of E3.
So everybody's just following Nintendo's footsteps, just going off and doing their own things at the same time period as E3.
At the same time period, essentially.
Yeah.
But the thing about EA is that it has so much to present. We got Battlefront 2, we got Need for Speed, we got the new FIFA, we got the new NBA, we got everything.
How do they fit all that?
I don't know. That's the thing. Is they're gonna have to. I mean, with Star Wars and everything, that's more of like Sony's thing, I think, where Sony brought in the. Was that Sony or was that? It might be. Yes, it was Sony. Because Sony introduced a Star Wars virtual reality game.
Nice. I did not see that yet.
Where you pilot an X-Wing in space.
I'm already a fan.
That's awesome. And then for Battlefront 2, they said that they're going to try to implement mechanics from the original Battlefront 2.
Cool.
So that would be very exciting. I personally never played the Battlefront 2. My personal favorite Star Wars game. And many people have, what it is.
I do.
You know what it is. Many people can back me up on it.
Knights of the Old Republic.
Knights of the Old Republic is the best Star Wars
Wasn't there
game.
a rumor that they are coming out with the same team is making a new Star Wars game?
There was, and it was immediately disproved. It
sucks for you, man.
It sucks for me because Knights of the Old Republic is such an amazing game. I'm not going to go off on that because we can do that. We can do that in the next game, boys. Oh, teasing that. EA, bunch of sports stuff. We all know Need for Speed, Madden, FIFA, NBA, all those things. Bethesda, they've been hyping up some stuff about Fallout that we don't know what it is. Their performance is at 7 p.m. on June 11th.
Do you think they'll do a fifth one yet? No, right?
I think it's way too early. It's way too early. Dishonored 2. Was something that they're going to definitely bring up. Quake is some game. Metal Gear, we don't know.
Metal Gear's weird, man.
Metal Gear is weird. I don't think it's going to be brought up at some point. But Fallout is definitely going to be mentioned. Doom virtual reality is a thing.
I want that.
They're making Doom virtual reality, and they're definitely.
It's the new Doom or the classic?
The new Doom.
Nice.
The new Doom. Nice. It's gonna be full on virtual reality where you get first person perspective, and then Dishonored 2 looks fantastic. Nice. Dishonored 2 is continuation of this is direct sequel to Dishonored 1. And Dishonored is basically like this franchise where you play as a character who can do all of like these weird sort of like tracer things. Like they maneuver all over the map and do really cool things.
Wait, stop. Tracer things. Is Overwatch going to be on the Switch? Cuz I want that more than anything.
I would say how would they do it though?
No idea. It's definitely not going to be announced at E3.
Yeah.
But
the biggest problem would be having Wi-Fi outside of your house.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
It's weird.
But
I'd love it.
If they introduce a story mode, that'd be awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah. Maybe have it kind of like a prequel to the events of the multiplayer.
Stuff in general? The 1 year anniversary was just
the skins. They released the skins.
Yeah, but do you think they'll add more? Because they're still selling the Origins edition. Do you think they'll add a full on story mode and announce that at E3?
if they show off a story mode for Overwatch, it will break whoever is presenting it. It would be the defining thing for them.
Definitely,
it would be something that would bring up a lot.
If that happens, that'll be one of the most hype moments of E3 in general.
And could you imagine, like, the most emotional thing that they could show is they show Reaper before he becomes Reaper, as in the story mode. Like, maybe it's like a prequel to the events of the multiplayer.
I mean, I think it has to be, yeah.
Yeah, it would have to be. And then it's just kind of like, you hit that emotional standpoint where it's like, look at all the characters and what happened to them. And it's like, you're enjoying these characters, but they're really fucked up.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
Bastion, Reaper, Soldier 76,
Bastion.
Tracer, fucking Widowmaker.
They've had some dark paths, dude.
Yeah.
Pasts.
They've had some really dark characters. Genji, Hanzo.
Oh my gosh.
Like imagine
they could do a lot with
imagine a mission where you play as Hanzo and you have to kill someone, but you don't know you're killing Genji at the end of it.
Damn. They could probably do like tiny little side stories for every single character.
It would be really
like a
really
playable
cool
backstory for everybody.
It would be insane. Might as well just start that up in the meantime. Let me cut that off. I think that's it. I did write down AC Origins, but I think we already covered most of that.
Yeah.
So
all right, let's just do some quick Microsoft. Scorpio. What's the deal with that?
Microsoft, of course, June 11th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so that's for us.
Nice.
Project Scorpio, huge
it's coming.
selling point. It's coming at the end of the year. It's definitely coming at the end of the year.
That's going to be one of the biggest points of E3.
They've been making a huge deal about hardware and processing power. They said that the Scorpio is the most advanced and most powerful system ever made for gaming.
I believe it. I'm very excited to see what they go with that.
They've been hyping it up. They've said native 4K compatibility.
Mm-hmm.
They've said virtual reality gaming for most of their games. The Scorpio is looking like it's going to be a console that gives you a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
That for the people that really like graphics, here's 4K. For people that like virtual reality and think that's good and are very highly invested in it, because virtual reality is the future of
virtual
gaming.
Reality in general is going to become more and more a bigger part of gaming, and this E3 I think is going to focus
it's
a
the
lot
future
on that.
of gaming, yeah, and it's going to be very, very much highlighted by the Project Scorpio, and I'm very excited to see what it looks like.
Yes, I just want to look at it.
Yeah,
I want to see how gorgeous this machine looks.
Look, because that's like a VCR, but I love.
Yeah, I'm looking at an
Xbox
Xbox right now. It's fat. It's huge.
I love my Xbox One. But I would love to trade them for the Xbox One S, which is like the thinner white one that doesn't have the power brick over there.
Imagine the Scorpio's just like tiny, but it like packs so much in there.
I would
love
be amazing. It would be revolutionary if they did that. If it's even smaller than the PS4 Slim.
The PS4 Slim's it's a nice looking
relatively
console,
small. But imagine if it's smaller than that.
I just want to see.
Sold.
I'm very excited.
Sold. Fair price. Sold.
Done.
Other stuff that might come up. A lot of people have said that they want a Master Chief Collection reimagined for the Scorpio in 4K.
I mean, if they want to show off the graphics of the Scorpio, I think using Halo is probably the best way to do it.
Yeah, because it's their flagship.
It's their flagship.
It's their flagship franchise.
An HD, like a 4K version of the classic Halo. Yeah.
The next Halo game. We had this discussion in the group chat.
I
haven't seen any articles about it.
I don't think it's gonna come.
But
they're gonna have to take some time with it.
If they release a Halo game, because they recently released Halo Wars 2. Which is not a traditional Halo game. It's over the head.
It's a
sort of
spin-off,
strategy game. Right. Halo, the thing that would save the franchise right now, honestly, because Halo 5 was very, very, very mixed reviews. Like, a lot of people hated it. Some people liked it. I personally was one of the few that was like Microsoft, like, what the hell? Like this game is so short. If they did another Halo and made it like ODST, they're good. They don't have to say anything more. As long as you say Halo and ODST.
ODST is the highest rated Halo game, correct?
I don't think it's the highest rated, but it's the highest rated among fans.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Halo 3 ODST. If they say Halo and they say ODST coming soon, good.
I think that they'll. I mean, it makes sense for them to release the Master Chief Collection in 4K, and release that as like maybe a launch for Scorpio.
Yeah,
and
that would make sense.
We are working on a new Halo game.
Yeah.
And then release that maybe next year, maybe even 2 years.
And the best part is that in order to play 4K, you need a 4K television.
Yeah, that's true.
And if they release it during the holiday season, most of the places like Best Buy, like Micro Center, like everything, will have discounts on television.
Definitely.
And most of the times they will have a much more discounted price because most people want a giant TV like that one that I had.
Yeah.
But they're probably going to offer better prices for the monitor type of things. So there's going to be a lot of things that they could do. If they release a 4K gaming game already for the Project Scorpio during the holiday season, it's going to work out perfectly.
Exactly. I feel like they need to. They need to show this is why you need to buy this machine. We have a game that
because it will come with a game that everyone wants, and it will come in 4K.
Yeah, I think that's their best option.
They already confirmed that Middle Earth: Shadow of Mordor, which is a Legend, which is a Lord of the Rings game. I have it. Phenomenal game.
Nice. I've heard a lot of good things about it.
Beyond its time. It's already definitely confirmed for Project Scorpio.
Nice.
So I don't know if it's going to be a 4K remastering, but the game would look amazingly gorgeous if it was
definitely.
4K. It would be beyond amazing. It would look better than Breath of the Wild, honestly.
I mean, Breath of the Wild is very stylized.
It's
not realistic at all.
Yeah, but the way just
4K in general is unbeatable.
It's unbeatable.
It's awesome.
Other things we could see: Forza Motorsport 7, the new game. Nice. Crackdown 3, which we haven't had a Crackdown game in years.
Yeah.
Phenomenal years. State of Decay 2. State of Decay was a survival sort of horror game.
Nice.
And it was really, really well received by fans. The new Call of Duty, World War II. We'll probably see that at some point during the Microsoft presentation. The new FIFA game. Battlefront 2. Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah. Red Dead Redemption. I want to see that. I'm very excited for that.
Have you played the first one?
I have. I haven't beaten it.
You've beaten it.
I played it.
Okay.
I played it.
So, do you know what happens at the end?
I do not, but I need to play it before this.
Do you want me to tell you?
No. But I'm very excited for this game.
I'm just saying.
This is definitely my most hyped. This is probably my most hyped game.
Red Dead Redemption 2 will not be a direct sequel to Red Dead 1. That's what I'm saying right now, because the story wouldn't fit. The end of Red Dead Redemption 1 was already a full arc. It wrapped up.
I know that it wraps up very well.
Red Dead Redemption 2 will most likely take place years after and have mentions of John Marston, but it won't have any of the people that were in Red Dead 1.
Probably.
Yeah.
They're gonna go.
Maybe minor characters, but no.
Last of Us 2 is coming out.
Not
this year.
2.
That'll
wait.
I'm very excited to see that.
We're about to move on to Sony one. There's another thing. You know the game Rare Replay, where it takes a bunch of the old games and remasters it for this?
Yes.
There's a game made by Rare that's coming out called Sea of Thieves.
Nice.
And it looks really, really cool.
It does look good.
It looks really cool. And I just can't wait to see what they're going to do with it.
I want to see Rare rise from the ashes and actually make good games again.
And then now we have Sony.
Yes.
Their presentation for our time is going to be at 9 p.m. on June 12th.
Nice.
So once again, before E3.
Yeah, they're all over the place.
They're literally nobody's presenting during E3. This is a problem. The only one presenting during E3, I believe, is Nintendo. No, and Microsoft is reporting June 11th.
Yeah. And Nintendo's not even actually doing it. They're just doing a
side
live
thing. Stream. Yeah.
They're doing their main thing on their own.
And
so,
then,
I don't know. This E3 is going to be crazy. There's a lot of stuff happening, and I'm very excited to see what they
can't wait.
Bring out.
Hold on. I'm going to switch the user. Just going to make it Underdog.
Donkey Kong.
Dude, Donkey Kong is best Nintendo character.
Is he really?
Alright. And we're back. So moving on to Sony. June 12th, 9 p.m. for Eastern Standard Time, 6 Pacific Standard Time, whatever. Sony. Sony is known for their mass ability to just destroy your life. To just present games that you know you will never stop playing.
Yes.
Sony is infamous.
Sony always brings the hype at E3.
2015 Final Fantasy VII Remake. Flip the fuck out. Everybody.
I want that game.
2016 E3, God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn. The show stopped for God of War.
God of War looks amazing.
The show absolutely stopped for God of War. There was nobody that could have beaten that presentation.
I didn't even own a PS4 at last E3, and I was hyped because it was awesome.
They already announced they obviously have the PS4 Slim, which is over there.
Yes.
The PS4 Pro, which is doing native 4K. And then the big one is, what are they going to do with PlayStation VR? Because they're really pushing that now.
Yeah.
They're really trying to push a more virtual reality sort of experience, which ties into their push for the Star Wars virtual reality game, where you play first person as an X-Wing pilot from the little trailer that we saw.
Yeah.
And it looks amazing.
Yeah.
It looks fantastic. And now...
I know, you just want to talk about Spider-Man.
To close it off. We have two things to close it off.
Okay.
You know what? I'll say Spider-Man for last.
All right.
The next one. The new Uncharted game. The Lost Legacy.
Yeah.
The Uncharted game. two people that we know of are confirmed for it. Nadine from Uncharted 4 and Chloe from Uncharted 2 and 3. Chloe's looks like she's going to be the main character. It would make sense because she does have the treasure hunting experience.
There's a prequel or a sequel?
Sequel.
Okay.
I would say it's a sequel. I would definitely say it's a sequel taking place after Uncharted 4. Or even no, wait, it wouldn't make sense if it's before Uncharted 4 because Nadine is doing everything with Rafe.
Yeah.
I would say it's a sequel to Uncharted 4, but doesn't tie into to Nathan Drake at all. It's just straight up Chloe and Nadine doing stuff. The trailer that we saw looks amazing. It looks amazing. It's even going to look better if you're playing it on PS4 Pro in 4K. Like it's going to look real life. It's going to look insane. In terms of story, they haven't revealed anything yet in terms of like definitive
they're definitely
story.
going to show it off.
They're going to
100%.
100%. They're going to show off the new game. Probably a gameplay demo. Probably a gameplay footage. And now,
all right, Spider-Man. I don't know anything about the game other than that his suit looks really nice.
Spider-Man PS4. From what I understand about the story, they're doing a villain that hasn't been done in any of the games or any of the movies yet.
Nice.
It's a completely different story. I completely forgot what the villain's name is. But
wait, it's a brand new villain, or is it from the comics?
It's pretty sure it's from the comics, but it's never been done before.
Nice.
But the thing is that the coolest part about it is that this Spider-Man is an experienced Spider-Man. This Spider-Man is already married and has a kid in this movie, in this game. Apparently, this is a well-seasoned Spider-Man who knows what he's doing. When it's not an origin story, it's not none of that.
That's good.
We don't need it's made by Insomniac Games, the same people who made Ratchet and Clank. And if it's anything like we saw in the 2016 E3, the game is going to look and play realistic as fuck.
That's awesome.
Like the web swinging. Usually in the Amazing Spider-Man 1 was you were God. Like it was
you were God.
You would swing from one end of the block to the other block in like 0.5 seconds. But according to what we saw in the last E3, this Spider-Man is going to swing and have gravity affect him and have sort of a slowing down, because in the thing he did one swing and he was barely like at the end of a building.
Yeah, in a game though you need to have like Spider-Man's all about movement.
Spider-Man's all about movement.
So you need a good physics engine to actually accurately portray.
And they're bringing back the web rush mechanic, where you focus in on one person and then you automatically like web zip to them and knock them out. And that's a very big thing. And a lot of people are saying that that the reason that they're releasing that it's so perfect that they're going to show off a lot of Spider-Man 4. I'm expecting a lot of Spider-Man PS4.
I'm expecting a title, too.
I'm expecting a title, I'm expecting gameplay, and I'm expecting story.
Yeah.
And a release date. Because they're going to try to capitalize as much as they can, because Spider-Man Homecoming is coming out the next month.
Do you think that it's going to be released this year? End of this year?
I'm hopeful for it, but I don't... They said that they've been working on this game for 2 years, a year already.
It would bring the hype of this saying, hey, this game's coming out like in 2 months or something.
No, I'm not expecting it to be released in summer at all. I'm expecting it to be released, if anything, early or mid-November.
Yeah. November is when most of the big games drop away. Yeah.
So I would say early or mid-November is when I would say if they do show a release date, it would be this year, early or mid-November.
Nice.
And if they do that, that's going to be amazing. And I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think we covered everything at E3.
So there's a lot happening with E3.
There's a lot of things happening at E3, guys. We will be watching it. We just presented a bunch of information.
We'll do a reaction podcast.
Hell yeah, we will do it
directly after.
We'll do it directly after E3. We'll be live streaming it from probably YouTube or some other website.
Hell yeah.
I usually do it through YouTube Gaming because
it's
just a lot smoother. And yeah, that's about it. So we're both looking forward to E3 2017 in all aspects of the form, and we cannot wait to see what they're going to do. And trust us that this video is going to come out well before E3, and we will have a reaction video coming out almost immediately after E3 2017.
The minute all the presentations are done, we'll be there.
So thank you all guys so much for listening to this very, very long episode. We're hinging.
We'll have to clip this a couple times.
About 6 seconds away from 50 minutes. Exactly
nice.
50 minutes. So I want to thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you want to see more podcasts, we definitely want to do more podcasts.
Yes.
Podcasts. I love podcasts. I love listening to them, and I would love making them so much more. About all types of topics. Movies, games, books, shows.
The video so Yamil can live his dream.
Like the video and comment so that I can feel better about myself and think that this is actually a good idea.
Yes, definitely.
So,
please.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, we will see you guys next time.
Bye.